name's Dave. I'm joined here by Dr. Samuel Staley from FSU. The plan today is to introduce you to Kritik, our peer assessment platform. And more importantly and specifically, having Dr. Staley share his experiences in using Kritik. He's been using Kritik for quite a while now. And so he's going to share his experiences of how he's been using it and how it's worked out for him.
I use Kritik in a slightly different way, but what I'm going to present is not in any way an indication of or a commentary on whether these other features of Kritik are valuable or not. In fact, they're all valuable. It's just that there are certain ways that I've modified it in order to accomplish certain goals in my classroom. I teach economics, but really right now, and I teach research methods. I also teach social entrepreneurship. There are a variety of ways I use it. It's now become a staple in all of my classes. And it is completely integrated into the classroom. I only teach in-person classes, so I don't do online. So that's actually, some things may not quite seem they may not seem quite as in sync if you're doing mainly online, but that's okay. Kritik in many ways is a great tool for online too. But in terms of supplementing and complementing the work that I'm doing in the classroom, it's it's been really, really useful. And I found that its value to students has increased over time. Also really focused on developing soft skills, the collaboration, in particular, learning how to work in a team, but also really trying to get them to think at a critical thinking level, because that's what they're going to be expected to do in the end. Now, one of the great side benefits that I didn't anticipate is that it has really alleviated some of the burden of grading, mainly because I get better products through the semester. So my time spent reading the papers is a lot more efficient. Students are now, 30% of these are unprompted, and each one of my classes will typically do between 20 and 25 discrete exercises and activities of various types, from oral presentations to reflections, all this sort of stuff. I'm getting, in my writing seminar, 30% of my students, unprompted, identified Kritik as one of the 2 or 3 things in the class that really advanced their project. And then between both classes this last semester was 20%. And I think I could go back and if I looked at previous semesters, I'd find that this percentage is increasing over the last semester. Whereas it really does get students to think at a critical level, and then it's a very constructive way that they do it. So it's critical in a good way. A good way of thinking about critical thinking. And honestly, I'm spending so much less time grading than I was before. And that has really allowed me to focus more on the mentoring and coaching part of my job.